Okay, today's in-service is about meaningful use. I don't know if any of you have heard that term yet, but if you haven't, you're going to hear a lot about it in the coming future. It's all part of the federal government's law to get all medical health records electronic. So next week, I don't have an exact date, but next week we're going to be going live with just a couple of changes. They're small, they're simple. One change you'll see is going to be on your EMARs when you have to give an immunization. Second change.
I thought they were already on there.
I'll show you.
Okay.
We'll get there. We'll get to the change. I don't know. They may be on there already. I'm not sure. But second change is going to be on your admission histories. Not your ROSs, but just your admission histories. Okay? And I'll show you what we're talking about here. I'm going to start with the EMARs. Okay. Whenever you have an immunization that's been ordered, for the OB department, they give quite a few immunizations to moms, their newborns. Med-surg, ICU, probably all you're ever really going to see is an influenza or a pneumonia vaccine. First thing you want to do, if you go into your status board, you'll see this button down here called References. Click on it. This brings you up to the DSHS website. You click on this. You can go to the DSHS website. This is where you're going to print all of your forms from. All the immunizations are listed here in pretty much alphabetical order. Some of them aren't where you think they would be. Influenza, this is what we're going to use today. You double click. It brings up your vaccine information sheet. What you'll do is you go up, hit your print button. It will print off for you. You go back, all the immunizations, the vaccine information sheets are going to be in your left-hand column. The addendums is what they're called. This is your consent sheet. You'll go in and click on it, open it, and then you will print this sheet. You're used to printing this consent sheet out of forms specs. You're no longer going to do that because that is a headache for the MIS department to try and keep up with all of the updated forms. So we're going to go straight to the source, straight to the website. These will always be the most updated versions. The kicker to this is you will not have, it will not print off, the demographics, your patient demographics. So what you'll have to do is use your stickers. You can use a sticker to put onto your consent sheet.
So we just print a blank one?
Yes,
okay.
It's going to print a blank one. On your consent sheets, there's some there on the table, blank consent sheets. Only thing on that consent sheet that you have to have filled out is the patient's name has to be on there. I don't care if it's handwritten in or if you just want to put their sticker on there. If you want to handwrite it in and put their sticker, doesn't matter. Patient's name to receive that vaccine has to be on there, and then the person consenting to that, whether it be an adult or a parent or a guardian, whatever the case may be. Just so long as the name and the signature are there. The column on the consent sheet where you put all of your information, your lot number, your manufacturer, you do not have to fill that out now. That's going to be done on your EMAR. So if you want to put it on there, it's double documentation. By all means, feel free to do so, but you do not have to. Okay? We're going to go to an EMAR.
So going into references and getting it off of there generates it into the EMAR?
No. You have to have an order first. The order.
Pharmacy still puts it in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Pharmacy will still put that in. So they'll still put it in. You'll click on your EMAR. It'll look like this. I'm going to have to go in and put in a manual barcode because I don't have a scanner. So you hit your document button. This is what's going to pop up. These queries have to be filled in. Is it a vaccine series? It might be if you're working in the OB department because they start the newborns Hep B series. There's a lot of vaccines that come in a series. Many of them do. But for most of you, influenza, pneumococcal, it's not going to be a series. You can just answer no here. If it is a series, if you're floating down to the OB department somewhere and you have to give that vaccine and it is a vaccine series, just put the name of that vaccine series in there. Might be a Hep B, an MMR, whatever the case may be.
In the case of our MMRs that we give, ours is just a booster.
One time, right.
So is it put then as a series?
You can if you want to. It really doesn't matter, just so long as there's something populated in that field. If you're giving an MMR as a booster, or if it's a Hep B booster to a mom, you can just...
Or the Tdap booster.
Exactly. You can just put the name of the vaccine, or you can put, no, it's not really part of a series.
Okay.
Just so long as you populate that field with something. Of course, everything else is pretty self-explanatory. Vaccine manufacturer, vaccine lot number, the expiration date, the site where you're going to give it, and then the information sheet given. This is always, it's a yes-no question, but it will always be a yes. By law, you have to physically hand them that vaccine information sheet. They may turn around and put it straight into the trash.
Yeah.
And 90% of the time, that's where it's going to end up, but you have to give it. And then this date here. If you look on the bottom of your vaccine information sheet and or on the bottom of the consent form, it will have the most updated version.
So we have to put that there?
Yeah.
That date will go at the very bottom where it says info sheet publication date.
So it would be like this one is 07/26/11. That's
Correct.
what we would put that?
That's correct.
Oh, this one?
Because
Right here. You're just putting in the revision number.
exactly. Because that vaccine information sheet, these are updated on a constant basis. I'll give you a good case example. Tdaps used to not be indicated for anybody over the age of 65. If you read that vaccine information sheet, right now it says it's not indicated for anybody over 65. Just recently, in January, those indications have changed. Vaccine information sheet hasn't been updated yet. That's why I'm saying they're constantly changing, so you have to put the most recent date in there. Okay? So that's
just the date.
pretty simple. We're going to go into an admission history now. This is going to be an adult one. This is the second change you're going to see.
Yes. Can you do that?
Here, this is on an adult immunization history. I shouldn't say adult.
Paul Mansfield, call the operator, please. Paul Mansfield.
As it is right now, you're filling in a PD admission history for anybody from birth up to 12 years of old, and then at 13 you switch over and you fill out an adult admission history. That's going to stay the same. This page might look different depending on what the patient's age is. It will populate in whatever that patient's age is. So this is on an adult. This is on somebody that's older than 18 years old. That's what it's going to look like. Date of their last flu vaccine, date of their last pneumonia vaccine, and date of their last tetanus vaccine. How many people know this?
No.
None. We all know this. Use your resources just like you do now. Some might know it. If they do, great, fill it in. If they don't, if they're from a nursing home, by all means, please put in a
Paul
call.
Mansfield, call the operator, please. Paul Mansfield.
A lot of times, Keisha, the nursing homes will send their immunization sheets to a copy of them.
Right.
Some facilities will.
That's even better. If they don't happen